I've got the It's Your Move Secondary School Survival Guide.
Not the It's Your Move Secondary School Survival Guide filled with top tips for the transition to Year 7.
Yes.
Not the It's Your Move Survival Guide that we're going to be given to every Year 6 who wants one in Goblin, Chester and Huntingdon.
Yes.
Not the It's Your Move.
Yes, the It's Your Move book, which we're now going to be doing an interactive session on to help you transition into Year 7. Let's go. Hello everybody and welcome to the Year 6 It's Your Move transition lesson, where we're here with a great video with you today to help you think about your transition into Year 7. So you might recognise some of the faces on the screen. We've been in some of your schools each year as we've been doing this lesson, and my name's Richard.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Helen.
Hello everyone, my name's Daniel.
So what can you expect today? What's coming up? Well, we have been working hard thinking about some of the things that we can help you, give you some great advice and some great tips about this move. And today, coming up, we have...
For the It's Your Move bake-off between Richard and myself.
I'm bringing my best game, Sarah.
Me too.
Excellent. We also have a game of Would You Rather.
We have survival tips from our very own Dare Grills.
And there is lots more. So we hope you have a great time with us today.
Now, at some points during the presentation, there are going to be questions that will appear on the screen. Those are things for you to think about. And when they come up, it's a great time to press pause. You press pause and discuss them with whoever's around where you are, whether it's at school or whether it's at home. Isn't that right, guys? Oh, sorry, I still paused them. Whoops. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that.
And make sure that you get your hands on the It's Your Move booklet, which has lots of different activities and things that you can do in there, which will go along well with this video to think about transition. Make contact with your local primary school and they should have a copy for you.
So change is a big part of life. It's not always easy, but we are here to help you prepare for the next step. Here are a couple of introduction questions. How do you feel about your move to secondary school? Are you nervous about anything? What are you looking forward to? So today we're going to be thinking about your next step. You're moving from primary up to secondary school. And I wonder how you're feeling about that. Some of you might be feeling really excited and you can't wait. Others of you might be feeling really nervous. Some of you might be feeling both. And that's okay, because whatever you're feeling, others are probably feeling it too. And today we're going to be exploring that next step.
We're going to be looking at two things that we want you to consider when you're taking your next step, Year 6s, into secondary school. The first thing involves your heads. The first thing is all about your thinking. As you think about it and as you make your plans and as you get prepared to take your next step. Because you know what? The more we know, and the more we've thought things through, actually the more comfortable we can feel that we are prepared for this next step.
And also, the other thing we're going to be thinking about is our hearts. And I don't mean like what's our pulse, but our hearts, our feelings. We're going to pause and think about what are we feeling about different parts of the move. Oh, I've broken the log. Are we feeling positive? Are we nervous about some things? Are we just feeling like we don't want to leave our Year 6? We like our primary school. So many different feelings, but you're not alone in that. We're going to pause and think about them. And remember, so many people have done this move before, and there will have been someone who felt just like you do.
So we're going to be using both our heads, our thinking, our hearts and our feeling. But I want to encourage you, Year 6s, that actually you are all stepping into something new for the first time.
Whoa.
But do you know what? You've been taking steps into new things all your lives. Can you remember the first time you rode a bike?
The first time you swam a width.
The first time you went on a train or a bus.
The first time you had a sleepover with friends.
The first time you did a talk in front of others, maybe at a school. Or, how about this one? The first time, your first day at your school.
I remember my first day at school. I remember a lot of other people had started, and I remember going in, holding my mum's hand, being quite nervous, and I was kind of trying to do that thing where you hide behind them, and there were all these people playing at different tables, and the teacher seemed a little bit stern, and my mum was being overly positive, going, "You can't wait, I bet you just want to go join them," and I just wanted to hold her hand and hide behind her.
Was that secondary school?
That was primary school.
Right, okay. I remember my first day at secondary school. I remember being worried about the bus. I remember my mum buying me a grey shirt because the instructions said you can have a white or a grey shirt, and she bought me a grey shirt.
Practical.
And I went there and everybody else was in white shirts. I was the only one in my year in a grey shirt, and I just felt I wanted to hide, but it was all okay. Everything was all right.
Did everybody do grey shirts the next day? Were you that trendsetter?
No, I think I probably got a white shirt.
Okay. But you know what? Lots of things happen. And those are our recollections of first day. I wonder if you can remember your first day at primary school when you were way back, a little year one, or even younger than that. And I wonder if you can also remember a time, maybe more recently, where you had taken that step that you'd been nervous about into doing something new. And can you remember how that went, and how did you feel after you had done it? After you had taken that next step? Welcome to It's Your Move Bake Off. Now, we have two of our team here today against each other, ready to cook the perfect dish, both eager to win Baker of the Week. We have Richard and we have Sarah. Now, they've been practicing their dish of the day a lot. In fact, so much they could probably do it blindfolded, which is what their challenge is today. They have to be blindfolded to do their dish. So guys, blindfolds on. Excellent. Only thing left to say is ready, steady, bake!
Now most of my chocolate parfait mousse is in the fridge. Now luckily I know my way around the fridge and I can just pull out the ingredients that I need. It's a tough challenge, but I'm feeling confident. I haven't really practiced that much, but I know I've got some good stuff in the fridge, and I believe that the baker is within you, and I am going to release my inner baker. It's just natural talent, and I'm feeling quite confident about this round. So I've got my ingredients all out of the fridge. Luckily I'm aware of everything, so I'm going to start putting it together. In goes the fudge pieces, the caramel sauce, oh, chocolate sauce, some nice cold ice cream, chocolate sprinkles, this is the whipped cream, a few marshmallows, creme sweet, creme fresh, gives it that creamy texture. Really excited about eating this. It doesn't smell very chocolatey.
I'm feeling really confident. I've done this recipe loads of times. Yeah, I think it's going to go really well. I can do this blindfolded, that's no problem. Yeah, it'll be great.
Okay, bakers, it's been been great watching you. Some interesting stuff's been going on there, but you've only got 5 seconds left. Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop baking. The baking session is over. Blindfolds off, and bring your dishes to the front. Thank you. Right, let's start with Sarah. Let's see how you've got on. Looking good. That looks delicious. Thank you, Sarah. And now over to you, Richard.
Here's what I've made. It's lovely.
Right, well,
Lovely.
I think the fact that he's had to run off himself there leaves that the only person standing the clear winner. I think without a shadow of a doubt, Sarah's taken Baker of the Week. Well done, Sarah. Thank you for joining us on the It's Your Move Bake Off.
Can't believe I was beaten just a couple of wrong choices out of that fridge as I was blindfolded.
A few more than a couple.
Maybe.
Maybe quite a few more than a couple. Well, in the It's Your Move Bake Off, we did just see two very different approaches. We had Sarah, who had thought it all through, who knew exactly where everything was. She had practiced it, she knew what she was doing, and she turned out with those lovely Rice Krispie cakes.
Yeah.
They were good. And we had Richard, who had a lot of confidence initially, didn't think he needed to practice, just felt that just being him would be enough. Unfortunately, that wasn't really the case.
So, well, just like I was going into a situation that was new, you too are going into a situation which is new. And even though we can have try and make everything completely clear in our heads about exactly what it's going to be like and be as prepared as possible, we don't always know exactly how things are going to turn out, and we have to be a little bit open to how things are going to be.
But remember, although this situation is new to you, and it might feel a little bit to you like you are going into it a bit blindfolded, it's not like that for the teachers. It's not like that for the school you're going to. They've had hundreds of Year 7s before, and they've given them advice, and then they've thought, oh, we should also tell them this. So you can benefit from the experience of them taking in hundreds of Year 7s before and knowing exactly what you need to know and how to help this transition go as smoothly as possible for you.
Yeah, like the Bake Off, it's like a very good recipe put together by experts over years, so they know exactly the things that you are going to need to know and do. They will have it all prepared, just like a fantastic recipe that has been adapted and tweaked over years.
But remember, whenever you get a new recipe, even though it's been tested before, sometimes it doesn't quite go as we expect. I know I find that with my cooking quite a lot. It doesn't quite turn out how we expect. And what do we do then? Do we go, oh, it's all rubbish, it's useless? Of course we don't, because we just need to keep working on some things. We need to get advice. We need to get help if we need it, because it's there for us. And we just move forward and know that actually, if we keep going, it will work out. We can work through issues, because actually change is different for different people. But there are people there to help you through it. And in the rest of this presentation, we're going to keep exploring all we can to make this as easy as possible for you.
And we've been talking about teachers, all been ready for you and waiting for you, and we're now going to meet a couple of them from the two local schools in Huntingdon, St Peter's and Hinchinbrook, who have some messages that they want to give to you.
Hello Year 6, so this is just a quick message. My name's Mr Milner. As you may or may not know, I'm the head of Year 7 and Transition Manager at Hinchinbrook School. Just making you a quick video, just say hello. Hope you're well, and we're all looking forward to meeting you in September. In the meantime, have a great summer, and as I say, we're all excited to see you in September. Bye.
Hello, my name's Mrs Chapman. I'm the head of Year 7. I just wanted to record a video to say we're really looking forward to seeing you in September. I know it's such a shame that you haven't been able to come to St Peter's to see us. We would have loved to meet you face to face as well. But I just wanted to say we are really looking forward to meeting you. And I just thought I'd do some top tips that might be useful for you. So Top tip number 1 is to make sure that you pack your bag in advance. So the night before you come to school, have a look at your timetable and work out what you're going to need. So if you have PE, make sure you have your PE kit. There's nothing worse than a last-minute rush in the morning. Tip number 2 is, again, not to leave your homework to the last minute. It's really important that your homework shows the amazing abilities that you have, and leaving it to the last minute will not allow you to do that. Top tip number 3 is to always ask for help. Whether that is in the corridors or whether it's in a lesson, always ask for help because it will help you achieve what you need to. And finally, when you come up to St. Peter's, it's really important that you try to make new friends. There's a real temptation to stick with the ones from your previous school, but you might not be in the same sets all the way through year 7. So it's really important that you try to make new friends from the beginning. I hope you found that really helpful, and as I said, we're really looking forward to seeing you in September. Bye.
Hiya, hello, my name is Miss Camargo. I'm the Year 7 Student Support Manager, and I'll be working with some of you guys as you come up to Year 7 for St. Peter's. Just want to tell you a little bit about what I do. My role is to help you guys if you have any questions, any queries, any concerns or worries. My job is to make sure that you guys, when you do come up to St. Peter's, that you feel well settled and that you know where you're going. If there is anything that you're worried about or that you're unsure of, I can help you with that. And hopefully we'll have a lovely time at St. Peter's and you'll really enjoy it there. I sure do. I really look forward to meeting you guys. Take care. Bye.
Hello everybody, welcome to the round of Would You Rather, where you have to decide which one you're going to choose out of the following scenarios. We're going to play along with you. After each one, feel free to pause the screen and have a think about it, however you want to play, but make sure you play along too. Right, are you ready, people?
Yes.
We're ready.
Here's your first one. Would you rather be forced to dance every time you heard music, or be forced to sing along to every song you heard? Okay? And hold them up.
That's easy. Well, I mean, I am a dance teacher, so kind of feel like I have to put that. But I would.
Maybe to dance, you can dance and still do other things and talk to people, but if you sing...
Oh, yeah. Life's way more fun when you still dig while you're doing stuff.
That one. Okay, next one. Would you rather be able to fly or be invisible?
Flying through the sky. Come on.
I agree.
Oh, we all want to fly. Yeah, flying's... I mean, what would you do if you're invisible? You could sneak up on people and scare them, but I'm not sure what else.
If we could fly, would we all fly together?
Oh, yeah. Well, mine would be
Information.
quite low to the ground because I'm not great with heights.
Okay, would you rather drink sour milk or eat rotten eggs?
Oh.
Sour milk. It's just yogurt. It's fine.
That is
And
true.
rotten eggs are gross.
I mean, yeah, they both sound horrible.
Okay, would you rather kiss a frog or hug a snake?
Give me the frog.
Might turn into a...
Okay, all right, this is a tough one. Okay, this is the hardest one for me. Two of my biggest loves right here. Would you rather be allowed to watch no TV for a year, and that includes Netflix and YouTube and online stuff, or have no sweets for a year, and that includes chocolate? Tough one. Hold them up.
50-50. Look at that.
Ooh,
I
tied.
do like my sweets.
Would you rather moo like a cow after every sentence, moo, or bark like a dog?
Was that a cow?
Hold it up. Well, we've all gone for moon. Okay. Would you rather? Okay, for some of you out there, this is going to be a tough one. Would you rather have no PS4 or no Xbox for a whole year, or go without your phones?
I think people aren't going to answer this one, Richard. They're too scared.
I like playing games on my phone.
That's a cheat.
He didn't say.
Gamers wouldn't say they're games. Gamers would disagree. That is not a game on your
For
phone.
those of you struggling out there, thank you for playing Would You Rather?
So now you are all used to moving around and making choices. We're going to ask you to make some more, because we're going to ask you to think about how you feel about the following. We're going to bring up some things about your old school, your new school, and things that you're excited about and worried about. And we're going to ask you to choose a number between 1 and 5. If you choose number 1, it means not very much, very little.
If you choose number 5, it means a lot. So it could be how worried you are, you might be very worried, or how excited you are, you might be very excited.
So, as you move forward into a school, you're moving and leaving something behind. So we're going to, the first category is what you're going to miss about your current school, a school which you are so familiar with.
So how much will you miss knowing everyone in the school and knowing every nook and cranny, every place in the school too?
Choose a number, 1 to 5. How much are you going to miss being the oldest?
How much are you going to miss your friends that you have there?
Next, as you move forward into your new school, there are going to be feelings that you feel, and some of them are going to be anxious feelings. So,
how anxious are you, on a scale of 1 to 5, about your new journey to school, so your journey to secondary school?
So 5 being really anxious, 1 being not very anxious. How anxious are you about not knowing anybody?
How anxious are you about getting lost, about not knowing your way around your new school?
How anxious are you about the work, about the amount of work, the difficulty of the work, the homework you might be having?
And finally, there's lots of new things too. So what things are you looking forward to about your new school?
How much are you looking forward to making new friends?
How much are you looking forward to new subjects, new teachers, maybe new clubs and opportunities?
How much are you looking forward to the canteen and food and choice? So thank you for taking part, and I hope you were able to choose the number and realise that all over Huntingdon other people would have been choosing the same number as you, and you are not alone.
And now we're going to explore some of these issues that we've just talked about, feelings we've talked about, by asking in our very own survival expert, Dare Grills, to give us some top tips.
Remember, what you're about to see is only attempted because I am a true professional. I am Dare Grills, and I'm going to show you what it means to survive in some of the toughest environments known to man. Put my wits against nature as I parachute into places of unhospitable terrain where you wouldn't last a day without the right survival skills. Places where you need to know what to eat and how to survive. Eat the wrong plant and it could be your last. Finding food in a constant battle for survival. Putting my wits against nature where every animal wants a piece of me or my hat. Okay, let's go.
Welcome to It's Your Move Survival Guide. Who better to help us than our very own survival expert, Dare Grylls.
Hi, I'm on my sat phone up in the Himalayan mountains with nothing but my wits and my bag to help me survive.
And he's going to be helping us Year 6s learn how to survive, not just survive, but thrive in secondary school. Isn't that right, Dare?
That's right.
So, well, let's kick off. What equipment do you think these Year 6s are going to need for secondary school?
Well, I find that wherever I go in my bag, I always have my ice axe and my rope. Ice axe for glaciers and my rope for any hidden ravines that I might come across.
Okay, or you could just look at the email or the letters that your school have sent with the equipment list. Make sure you're well prepared ahead of time with everything labelled and get it ready before the day before, so you're not having that last minute panic the night before as to whether you've forgotten something. This one's definitely up your street, Dare. What about the journey? Planning for that journey?
The journey? Yeah, well, I always go in my helicopter generally to outer places on the earth. Helicopters are essential.
Okay, probably most of you won't be helicoptering. You may be train or bus. If so, make sure you know where the bus stop is, how to get there, what time the bus is leaving. Practice a route beforehand. If you're walking, practice a walk beforehand. Leave yourselves plenty of time, and if possible, meet up with a friend or maybe go for an older sibling so you're really confident that you know the way and you're going to get to school on time. So there should be no worries there. Another one that we might come across is not knowing anybody or all the new teachers. How do you deal with new situations, Bear?
That's a very good question. That's a very good question, and often I'm alone by myself for weeks on end. And actually, when I meet people that I don't know how to connect with, what I tend to use my camouflage netting and simply blend in.
Right, I would suggest not trying to camouflage in with balls or anything like that. But remember, lots of people are in the same situation as you. It might be that you're moving up with friends that you already know. It might be you don't know anybody, or you're not in a tutor group with people you know. But lots of people are in the same situation. So be friendly, smile at people, talk to the person you're next to. Treat people how you want to be treated, including the teachers. And also, why not join a club? Start something you're interested in, because what a great way to meet people who also have the same interests as you. Right, well, are you still with us there, Dare? We seem to have lost a visual. Oh,
yeah.
Just blending in. Love it.
Still hear me.
Love it. What about, what do you do if you get lost at school? Not being able to find your way around, you're late for that lesson. What should you do?
Very good question. In the middle of a jungle, when you don't know which way is which, what I find that you need to do is look for the moss on the trees. The moss will be grown on the north side of the tree, and that's how I get my bearings. Or perhaps now I can help you to make your very own compass.
Okay, I think we'll stop there. Thank you, Dare. I think we'll discover that we maybe don't need a compass. Some schools give maps, but otherwise schools do allow the Year 7s a little bit more time to find their way around at the beginning, and there'll always be somebody to ask. So don't worry about that. Find somebody you can go between lessons with, ask if you're lost, but remember, teachers understand. And I guess, what about when you're feeling pressured with all that extra homework, that worry about, will I be able to do all the homework set? What advice do you have for us, Dare?
Have you got what it takes? This is where your grit and your determination and your resilience comes in. Because when the going gets tough, the tough get going.
Well, actually, that's not a bad point for once, actually. Yeah, you know what? There might be a lot more homework. Just plan for it. Make sure you don't leave it for the last minute. They're not going to give you so much you can't cope. Do it when it's set, get it out the way, and then you can get on and enjoy things. I know another really big thing that people worry about at school is bullying. What if there are people that aren't very nice to you? Have you been in situations, Dare, where you've come across maybe animals or people that have made life difficult?
Yes, I've come across many hostile situations. I find two tactics have worked well for me.
Oh.
Number one, just run, screaming. The element of surprise. Run at them screaming, and they'll soon back off. Number 2, something that I've used many times, is simply play dead and they'll move on. I remember that's worked with a bear that I met in the outer region on the Himalayas once. In fact, I think I can see tracks.
Thank you for that. We'll leave you to track your Yeti in a minute. But it may happen. But you know what? I haven't actually ever met somebody who's had their head flushed down the toilet at school. We always hear that story, don't we? And for the most part, nobody has any problems. But we do know that bullying happens. And the important thing, whenever, is that there are people at school that are there to listen, that are there to help, that are trained and will deal with the situation. Don't suffer alone. If you're feeling that somebody's being unkind to you and it keeps happening, tell somebody. Tell a teacher, tell a pastoral year 7 support worker, tell a parent. Make sure you get support. But remember, most people are incredibly friendly and have a great time with loads of new opportunities and make loads of new friends at secondary school. Well, thank you, Dare, if you're still there.
Hello, yes, I'm still here.
Well,
hello, I'm losing you. The signal's getting bad.
We'll say over and out for now, Dare, but
Conditions are getting worse.
for those survival tips.
Yes, thank you.
So we're lucky to be joined today by some Year 7s who went through the transition you guys are doing last year. And we're going to ask them how that went for them today. So what was something you were nervous about before you started secondary school?
I was quite nervous about getting lost and not being able to find my way around school.
So you were worried about getting lost, not being able to find your way round. Was that an issue when you got there?
No, because lots of people are there to help you and they already know their way around school.
So where older years would actually help you and point you in the right direction?
Yes.
That's fantastic. What about you? What were you nervous about before starting?
I was nervous about...
You were nervous about not knowing people in your classes? Yeah. Okay, and was that difficult? Did you know people in your classes?
Yeah.
Everybody, or have you got to know new people since then?
I've got to know new people.
Okay, cool. What about you?
I was quite nervous about homework.
And getting too much of it?
Yeah, getting too much of it.
Has that been the case?
No, we get a good amount, good time to complete it.
And what about, do you ever find you get stuck on it?
If I do get stuck on it, I can just ask teachers.
And teachers are quite happy to answer your questions. That's brilliant. So what's one thing, so you've left primary school, you started secondary school, what's one thing you're really enjoying about secondary school?
I'm really enjoying the new selection of after-school clubs because there's lots of different ones that you can do and they're really fun.
Excellent. So new opportunities to grow in things you're interested in.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. What do you like?
I'm enjoying having more freedom, like kind of not having like set times to eat and stuff. Like you get more.
So you're being treated a bit more like an adult. Well, yeah, fair enough. And what about you said eating? Canteen food, is that good?
Yeah.
What's
especially the ice bun.
Let's just ask him. So you're saying ice bun, favourite canteen food?
Sausage rolls.
Sausage rolls?
Ice bun.
Ice buns. Ice buns are the ones to look out for. And I hear do you have to take money in?
Oh yeah, you have like this really cool kind of fingerprint thing.
So it just scans your fingerprint and you've got money on an account there. That's quite good. What about you? What were you looking forward to?
I was quite looking forward to both of those. Yeah, I think I'd agree with both of them.
And any other bit you've enjoyed?
No, I think both of those pretty much.
Both of those? Okay. Thank you for answering those things. Has it gone better than you expected?
Yes.
Yes? You've met new people? Yes? That's great. Thank you for joining us, and we hope that helps you answer some of your questions too.
I'm sure that you're all aware of how important it is not to keep your feelings bottled up on the inside. We're often encouraged to talk about how we're feeling. What is it that's going on inside of us? If you imagine this can and inside all those bubbles are our feelings. As we have those feelings, maybe negative, maybe positive, and we're thinking about transition to year 7, it's important just to find someone just to talk to. A little bit of a splash, the bubbles are all coming close to the top, but everything works out okay. Keep talking about those feelings. Don't let them bottle up. You see, if we don't talk to anyone about what's going on, if we have those feelings, those emotions, and we're like, can't tell no one, don't tell no one, I'm feeling worried, I'm feeling scared, I'm feeling like, I don't know how this is going to work. Year 7's really worrying me, I'm not sure how it's going to be in a new school. And then suddenly we open it, as it's all going on, it all goes wrong and we make a bit of a mess and suddenly everything feels like it's too much. So I encourage you, don't end up being a bit like this and everything going everywhere, but find people to talk to. Maybe find teachers, maybe find friends, parents, maybe youth workers. Doesn't matter who you talk to, but find people you can talk to about the emotions, the feelings, the things that are going on the inside, so it doesn't end up exploding everywhere.
Okay, Helen, I have a challenge for you. It's quite simple. It's the buzzer game. You have to see how far round you can get the buzzer, okay, without touching it, okay? Over to you.
Not very good at this game. Oh, it makes me very tense. I get very nervous. I'm getting in a tangle. Okay, round the first bend. Oh, another one coming up. Ah! Every time. I bet you can do this quite well here, Rich.
Okay, another challenge. Me versus Helen. Okay, here we go. Round 1, round 2, up the straight. Round.
Oh, the speed.
Oh, come on.
I thought you touched then.
No.
Oh, it's getting tricky.
Bring it on, Helen.
Oh, I think.
I touched it. I touched there. Okay. Life is full of twists and turns. That's what makes life interesting. If this game was just one long straight line, it'd be dead boring, but it's not. It's twists and turns, changes, opportunities, new things. And you are facing a new thing now as you go into year 7. But as we get ready for the change, like this game, we have to slow down, steady ourselves, prepare. And we've been doing that today. We've been preparing and thinking about what we need to put in place. We've been exploring our feelings and realising we're not alone. It's good to talk and share. In my life, as I've gone through different changes, as a Christian, I've been able to talk to God. And God and my faith has played a big part in how I've gone through changes. In the book, you may have realised and noticed that there's some Christian young people who talk about how their faith has made a difference to them. So in a moment, we're going to share a prayer. Now, if you want to take part in this prayer, please just join along with us. If you don't, I want to encourage you, as I light this candle, to take a moment with us. And as I light the candle, I want you to think about the things coming up that you're excited about, like that light shining brightly. Take a moment to think about what you need to do to help get ready for this change. So let us pray together. Let us light this candle and have a moment of reflection. Heavenly Father, thank you that we can discover and learn new things. Thank you for change, for life, for growth. Thank you that you are with us in this change. Thank you that there is nothing too big for you to deal with or too small that you're not interested in it. I pray for all the Year 6s watching now, that they may know your peace and have confidence as they move into Year 7. Amen. We're now just going to join the team again to say farewell.
So thank you for joining us today and well done for taking part in the questions and activities. We hope it was a great help for you and we all wish you the very best as you make this move and into secondary school. Keep an eye open for us because actually we all do youth work in and around Hunterdon and Godmanchester and we would love to find out how you're getting on.
Yeah, look out. Lots of you will know that I'm based in Godmanchester and you may see me around in Godmanchester or perhaps in Hinchinbrook School.
And you may see me if you come to one of our Thrive cafes where we have games You can catch up with your friends, just hang out and get a free milkshake the first time you come.
Free milkshake.
Yeah.
Nice.
So thank you very much for joining us. We hope that it's been helpful and have a great summer.
Thank you. Goodbye.
See you later, everyone.